Superior, our stunning red engine, was built in 1920 and weighs even more at 18.5 tons. And Victor and Hector are our other engines, which are used for shunting carriages around, pulling us passengers, or hauling the freight train for track work. Conservation charity is driven by science, helping people and wildlife thrive together. We have teams of conservationists who work hand in hand. Very special project. They help train thermal cameras to recognise their shape. When a wild water, so look out for them bathing or popping to see them in their indoor heated pools. Some people think they have armor-plated skin, but it's actually just really thick to protect them from all the biting insects that they share their swamp. We work at Chipmunk National Park in Nepal for over 25 years. By working together with the Nepalese government, local